everybody, welcome back to Monday with Molly. This is Molly Dean with Leader One Financial. I'm her loan partner, Andrew Kosselman. Every week we're going to come to you and just chat about little parts of the mortgage process that we get a lot of questions about. You've been doing this for 17 years, and just some common terms, phrases, or questions that realtors have, buyers have during the process. So today, I thought we could chat a little bit about what goes into the appraisal process after you've gone under contract on a house. Once the appraisal is done, what is conditional approval?
Okay.
And then what gets you from conditional approval to clear to close? So let's start with, tell me a little bit about when you get an appraisal, what that looks like.
So the appraisal process is the questions that we are getting so much right now, because with the values as such, people offering more, things like that, that's a very high stress moment in the process. So we order an appraisal once the intent to proceed is signed. So the intent to proceed is signed after the borrower signs their disclosures. It's one of the things we get a lot, like, have you ordered the appraisal yet? As soon as that borrower signs the intent to proceed, they're through inspections and we're green light go, we order that appraisal. Generally takes 5 to 7 business days normally, unless we're in a higher volume situation. It might take up to 2 weeks to get back. Once that appraisal is received, it goes through a review. That review is basically a general underwrite to ensure that it meets QC requirements, and then to make sure that they didn't miss a comparable sale, the address isn't wrong, things like that. At that point, we have an appraisal team that emails both the listing agent and the buyer's agent and says, hey, the value's been received, we're good. If there's conditional requirements, like FHA needs some peeling paint or something like that fixed, that email will also go out directly to the listing agent, the buyer's agent, and we do that as soon as we get it, to kind of avoid some of the contact, the constant, hey, where is the appraisal, where are we at? We have a plan in place to address that immediately.
So you said after inspections are done. So the inspection is a little bit different than the appraisal.
Correct. Those words get used interchangeably.
Sure.
So a home inspection is that first 10 days in a contract. People are waiving those sometimes now, but that's where you have an inspector that goes in with a fine-tooth comb and says, hey, this roof has X amount of days or years left on it, things like that. An appraisal, they do an inspection, they go into the home, but that's to measure it, to look at the condition, all of that. But the appraisal is all about the value of the home, not the condition of the home necessarily.
Gotcha. Speaking of condition, using that to roll into, you said something about conditional approval. So when my appraisal is done and I get notified that my loan has been conditionally approved, what does that mean?
That means the underwriters actually looked at your file. That means that the underwriters reviewed your income, reviewed your assets, reviewed the appraisal, reviewed the title work, and the third-party pieces that are required, the verifications, and they've said everything looks great, you're approved conditionally. The conditions many times are things like updated bank statement, showing that you have the final funds. If you're moving your money from your 401k, or mom and dad are gifting you money, or maybe you're getting a bonus from work, or wherever that money is, we want to see where the final funds to close. Sometimes they ask for an updated pay stub. Sometimes your driver's license expired, various things like that. So the underwriter says, as long as you can provide these 4 or 5 things,
you'll be approved.
You'll be approved.
So that takes you into approval / clear to close. Am I done at that point?
Yes. Well, essentially, as long as you don't go buy a car or quit your job in that 3-day window.
Try not to.
But once you're final approved, we issue a clear to close and the closing disclosure goes out. That's that 3-day window to close.
So being conditionally approved is almost like a rite of passage to clear to close.
Pretty much, as long as you don't do anything different that I tell you not to do.
Fantastic. I try not to. You should too. That was Monday with Molly. So thank you so much. That's all I had for you today, Molly. Have a great week, everybody.
Happy Monday.